What is up, y'all? Siren is here for y'all. Welcome back to collective reading number 2. I'm using what I call my quick runes today, so this is a different set entirely, as you can see. I don't know if y'all can see it on the camera, but the little glitter shaking, little glimmer shimmering. I'm hearing a lot of inversal or inverse energies today. Like someone is scatter-minded or absent-minded or just numbskull, and this is someone that is in your energy. Yeah. Well, you got an interesting spread here. Okay. I'm gonna start with Manas, which is the communication rune or the human spirit. It looks like two Wonjos put together or Urus. And if you look at this, it is Wonjo twice. You see the little P's put together, it makes an M, but that is the rune of joy. I think that came out last reading. But also with Manas, this is the human spirit connection, human endeavor, courage, stuff like that, faith. Let's see what else we got in this reading here. But basically, with this, it's saying like you are communicating. You are in the state of exemplary communication. Is what I'm hearing. Collective, you know what you want. You know how to get it. I think the only things that holds people like you back sometimes is you have these great, brilliant ideas, and you are moving forward with them. But I think the reason why you're doing it could be what's flawed. Not that the idea itself is flawed, but or that the reason why you're doing it is bad. It could be as simple as like you want to donate money to the impoverished, the homeless, and you're making a donation center, or like you're making a what's that thing called? People donate to online, the whatever it's called. You're making a like you're doing these things for a good reason. It's just the motion that carries you forward is what you want to continue to lean into, is what I'm getting at. Which is, where's it at? I just saw it. I just saw the room. Okay, I guess not. But we also have Gable here, which is a gift for a gift. This little X, two X's. There is no reversal for this energy. It's always positive. So with the rune, like Manos being connected to it, you are in connection with someone, or you are about to start meeting people who are going to help you with your human endeavor. A lot of star seeds are very traumatized in their human skin, and some want nothing to do with it. Others lean into it fully, and those are usually the ones that don't know that they are a star seed, which is, fine. Everyone has their time to awaken. So with a gift for a gift and human connection or communication, you will be exchanging equivalent energy. You will be in a great partnership with someone who can match your communication style, someone who's aligned. Y'all's throat chakras will be aligned. A lot of the reasons why modern relationships fail isn't because there's not love, it's because of communication errors. I'm from Gen Z. I'm 26. I feel like a lot of our generation, we just were not taught how to socialize, and then especially with the rise of technology, by the time we were in middle school, everyone had phones. Personally, I didn't get a phone till high school. We were poor, whatever. That's not important, but a lot of people don't know how to properly communicate, and it could be something as simple as someone is upset about something, and the way they air that out, or the fact that they're airing it out at all should tell you something. But the fact, like, it could just be like a simple misunderstanding. Some people will blow it out of proportion, make drama, want to fight you. Those are the people that you're getting away from. If you haven't already cut these people off in this cycle, the sun cycle, I don't know what to tell you. But if that energy is still lingering, you are going to be meeting people who know how to communicate, also know what they want. People who are, in the same vein as you, people who are not numbskulls. And I also, where to go? I saw a tear here. So this is justice or just ice. You could say this is Saturn, but I think this is more Mercury, maybe. Transformation, Tyr. This is the god that this is the Norse deity that he sacrificed his arm for Fenrir to keep him chained. Fenrir said, I don't trust this. Y'all want to chain me here. Y'all just going to leave me here. Give me some form of compensation so I know this is real. So Fenrir accepted his punishment, but he also took Tyr's arm. Tyr is also Tuesday. Tyr is the god that keeps his word. He stands on 10 toes. This is like the example of like a man, what a man should be. This is also upright in this reading. So you have communication, human connection, gift for a gift, and then what is justice. And Tyr is also associated with the sky and sky magic, and that's something I'll start pulling cards on. But let me see here. Some of y'all know how to control the weather, which is no joke. Some of y'all are very powerful channelers where if you get emotional, everyone feels it, and not just like you're in a bad mood and people are like, ugh, but it's like you could be in a whole nother room. You could be in a different state, and whoever is in your energy, when you get pissed off, they feel it. And again, with sky magic, you might want to work more with your feathered serpent ancestry, or you may want to work more with avians. It's interesting. You would think all avians would be like wind elementals, but that is not true. And not all birds fly, and not all dragons fly. I've heard that true dragons do not have wings and they do not fly. So that's another thing. But you want to start going down the line and working with those ancestors or asking for help from them that that can teach you. Wow, that's the glitter from my runes. That can teach you sky magic properly. It involves more than just making it rain, summoning rain or dispersing clouds. And I wouldn't even call that necessarily sky magic. There's a lot about it myself that I don't even understand yet. Even though I've been on the path for so long and have had access to it, it's just something I haven't like really delved into. Like it's always been there. And I feel like that's another thing for the collective. And we got the sun right here, land of the fire of the world, lord of the fire of the world. We have 2 women dancing, and there's 4 flowers with the, I'm gonna hold this up for you guys to see. So this is vitality and life force. The sun is also associated with sky magic. Oh shit. Dropping cards. The sun is also associated with sky magic. Sorry guys about that. I'm a little bit, you know what I mean? No, but guys, let me put these cards here. I've been shuffling for like, again, I'm working on my shuffling. Y'all will probably roast me for this, but I'm working on it, man. Don't be too hard on me. We have the foolish man, the spirit of ether. So something that's a misrepresentation of the fool is that this is an idiot. Which, yes, it is a goofy ass nigga, but not goofy in the sense of like how Chicago niggas say like, oh, like you fucking goofy. No, this is someone who's a beginner, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is something that I run into with both karmics and chosen is well, I say karmics tend to have a bit more dedication because they're chasing usually material things and they're trying to get to you to get there. So they have the dedication to keep going. Usually. They will exhaust themselves. But with the chosen, I see with the earth angels, I usually see the pattern. The less evolved ones anyway. I see a pattern of y'all have this great potential, all these powers, very powerful beings, deities even. A lot of y'all are divine beings. I mean, it's just it is what it is. It comes with the territory. There is a tendency to feel ashamed of losing or taking L's or having to learn a lesson or be angry with God for not being where you want to be when you wanted to be there. Like you're moving on your own timeline. A lot of times when you get the full card, it's not saying that you have to start all over unless that's what you're being directed to. It's usually just saying you need to look at things from a beginner's perspective. If you've been working with fire for 6, 7, 8, however many years, right? And you think you've mastered all these different spells and you have all these different techniques and stuff. Well, if you get where is it at? Lord of the Fire of the World, the Sun, and then the Fool right after it, the Spirit of Ether. You need to be looking at things in spirit from a new perspective, from a beginner's perspective. Be open to learning. Don't think you know everything. Just because you've been in the craft for X amount of years does not mean you are the cream of the crop. I guarantee you there's someone in your same city who is unheard of, who is low key, that is much more experienced. Even when it comes to me in my own craft, there's always someone right down the street or a state over, a country over, who is, you know, cream of the crop. There's always someone better, stronger, faster, better looking. And, you know, we are not in competition with others. If you haven't realized that already, I feel bad for you. You need some work. You need to work on yourself. But we are only in competition with ourselves. And the goal should be to improve yourself in small increments each day, as much as you can, whatever you're able to get done. I know a lot of us have children. I don't personally. Some of us have children, you know, school, work. We have all these different categories of life that pull on our energy in accordance with working directly with the most high and the divine. We have a lot of different tasks that we have to do. But yeah, you are, let me pull another card. Hold on. I know it's gonna come out, but it's the Hierophant card again. I'm getting the Hierophant. I just want to pick it up on. I'm gonna shuffle, but it'll probably come out eventually. But it's the Hierophant. 7 of Cups. Someone needs to teach me how to fucking shuffle. I don't. Hold on. I'm not gonna say I don't. I'm learning. All right. Okay. 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 We have this Nine of Pentacles, and we have Justice. Okay. I do not see the Hierophant card, but that's what I'm picking up on, what I was saying, finishing off. You are someone who, collective, you are someone who is very talented, gifted. You have been on your path for a set number of years, over 5 years for a lot of you. In this video I'm hearing, a lot of you have been working your craft for over 5 years and more. So you are, I want to say, a veteran, but you are highly awakened, highly talented. You have ESP unlocked. You have telepathy. You know, that's a basic one. There's stuff I'm not allowed to talk about you guys' powers, but if you need to dive deeper into that, book a personal reading, and we will dive into that. Let me pull one more card. Put it down, they said. No more cards for now. Okay, y'all. We got Justice, Daughter of the Lord of Truth, which is yin and yang. And then you have the female sign in one. This is Libra, by the way. At, you know, the scales. And then what is this? Female, and then what is that? Is that... Ooh, is that No, that's not whichever planet that is. I'm gonna assume it's Saturn, since it's karma. You are getting justice, and with it being the sun again, where'd it go? Where is it at? Yeah, I think I was saying in the beginning of the video something along the lines of people who are numbskulls. They don't get it. They're not up to code. They're not up to date. They're running old software. Some of these people are running literally mental systems and programs that are not ancient, that's fine, but just like outdated. Like, some people have a conceptualization of the world and of themselves that is literally incompatible with the thread and fabric of reality. And that's why they're bumping into that fucking, like, imagine you own like a warehouse, and you have like laser fences around the fucking laser fences around the gate, and they burn, and someone just keeps like running into it and getting burnt. This is who you've been dealing with. Somebody said they don't know who they are, but they also don't know who the fuck you are, and they about to find out with this Justice card. And again, with the Hierophant, it has not come out of the deck yet, but I can feel it. Someone is just jealous, basically. Someone is aware of who you are. Well, not entirely, but they have an idea of what you do. They know you're a starseed. They know you do whichever craft you're in. They're aware of it. This person has a plate of food that looks identical to yours, but they don't want to eat their food. They want to eat what's on your plate, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, man. And then we have Pertho here, which is, you know, that would be your ancestry. or a gamble. And this comes up a lot with people I read. It's usually the same thing with Chosen. It's usually one of two situations. You know, there's always outliers, but usually like a living relative did some dumb shit with a demon, and they use you as the source of fuel, and you're the one being drained. Or, you know, they made a pact, they took a gamble on, you know, demon said, hey, if you sacrifice this child, I'll give you this. The sacrifice did not work because obviously you are still living, you're watching this reading, and you may not have died, but you still have something in your bloodline, like something attached to you. Or this was someone who is now passed on. This is an ancestor. They did not know who you would be or who you are, but they knew that a child with XYZ traits and etc. gifts will be born. And they have set this to when that person comes through the portal on Earth, when they're born, the spells will start targeting them. And also this is in accordance with, if you subscribe to Kabbalah, how we create soul contracts and yada yada. It can get hard to hear that when you have someone dealing with some real shit and you tell them, hey, like, you chose this. But at the end of the day, if you get what I'm saying, like, all of this is just a mirror for our internal state. So if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, I guarantee you someone's gonna want to fight you or go off on you that day, just because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that you already feel like shit and people have it out for you. So it's like you kind of attract that. You get, like, you magnetize it towards you. And this is something a lot of immature chosen earth angels deal with. I'm hearing if you have under 6 wings, you need to do reflection. And that is usually, once you start to hit 6 wings, you have become a seraphim, and that is the fiery ones. But the cherubim in general should not be trusted. Those are disagreeables. And people who are just awakening their wings, yes, they are talented, but be careful trying to guide or help these people, because when they slip back into mundane conscious, it's like they get brain wiped. When you slip back into mundane conscious, you're still fully aware and have control of your powers on all different levels of bodies, planes, aspects, whatever. If you're around, this could be who it is too. And these could be people who you thought were divine. People can lose divinity. People can also cloak themselves in that light, which is why, you know, you always want to verify when talking to spirits. Hold on, where did that card go? The Foolish Man. Yeah, so the Foolish Man, this is a 2-sided card. It is also inverse here, because you are, like I said, if you recently took someone under your wing, or more so, you are getting prepped, you are prepping yourself to get ready to teach. You have mentally said, dang, like, I can teach this person, I can guide this person, I can lead this person, I have what they need. Be careful. A lot of these people, they are not mature yet. And sometimes they are young, like physically, but sometimes just these are young souls. You can check the marks on their hands, which I'll get into that in another video. And I'll pull more cards for you guys. I know just hearing me talk is kind of boring. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Yeah, so what I was saying about Pertho, right? The well, it is a form of inheritance, but it's usually trauma. We inherit trauma. We inherit trauma from past generations. It's passed down to us. It's culture, in a sense. It is the worm also, not just worm as the, you know, but WYRM, wyvern, worm. It's all in the same vein. It's all the same family, if you get what I'm saying. Where did it go? So you have another rune. So with this, you know, someone has taken a gamble basically on your behalf, on your life force. You also have Othala here. This does not come out often, but when it does, this is inheritance. So what people confuse a lot of times is, if you have Fehu, that came out in the last reading. That's the rune that looks like an F with the 2 long lines. That is things you work for. It can be passed down to you, but it'll still be like, if you or grandfathered into a job, you still have to work hard to keep your position or you'll be fired, right? Those are things you work for, usually on the material plane, the physical. Othala, this is not just spiritual inheritance. This is literally the manifestation of heaven on earth, which is kind of what Chosen are here to establish the kingdom of, that name of Anu, of the Most High, the most high, the most high. Whoever you are in accordance with, you are a player, or you are one of the assets that God uses to, like, when God uses his scepter, his wand, you are one of the people that energy flows through, and you go out and spread that love and energy on the physical and spiritual, so forth. With Othala, though, this is something that is very, like, fated. This is something that belongs to you. Some of you are aware of things that belong to you that will be coming to your possession soon. It could be anything from, like, an amulet that your great-great-grandmother made. It's been kept by someone, or someone didn't want to hand it over because it has this power, or that they just like how it looks, it's pretty. They didn't want to hand it over to you. Be aware of people trying to get you to sign things in this time is what I'm hearing. And I'm going to pull cards for that. And I'm also looking at Jera as I'm saying this, which is the 1 year, the harvest. So someone has been planning for something for over a year and they need your signature for it. Yeah, we have 7 of Swords, Lord of Unstable Effort. Someone has been making a great effort to get into your energy, to bother you. This is likely the person that needs your signature, or they've already been forging your signature. It could be a will, because a lot of you guys have, like, properties. Some of you have cars. Some of you have, like, actual riches in your name. And I'm not just saying this to be one of those readers who, hooks people like, oh, you have an inheritance coming. And then, 6 years later, you're still watching the reader and nothing's happened. You know who you are, and you know this is about you, because a lot of times, like, you've seen it. You have literally seen it. You've had dreams and visions of this wealth, this prosperity, these assets. You know exactly what these items are. And even if you're not fully aware of it, I guarantee you these things have been popping up in your dreams. Your guides have been showing you things. Or I'm also hearing you need to focus on, not just focus on yourself. That's basic advice people give. Like, oh, just, like, forget these broads, just focus on your bag, on your coin, right? It's that, but it's more so you need to nurture the idea of you having a soft life. A lot of Chosen have been through pure hell, and that is no metaphor. We have been through the pits of this earth, with people, with situations, with just, sometimes it's where we are physically located at, it is hell, and we are there to be that stabilizing force. So we have 2 of Wands, stabilizing force. Wands, this would also be what your spiritual actions. And this person is burning these 2 rams, which is interesting because you have the sun, the Lord of Fire, the Spirit of Ether. You need to nourish your thought forms, not just egregores, but you need to nourish your thoughts. Like, if you have a reoccurring dream or a thought of, like, you being on a beach, or you going to Hawaii, for example, you need to, like, sit down, even write it. And if you don't want to do that, it's fine for you to just think it out, but just seed those thoughts further. You're in Hawaii, you're on the beach. Where are you at the beach at? How did you get there? Did you take a private jet? Did you take a boat? Did you, like, start really planning out the map and road for your success and your luxury, your lavish lifestyle. I know a lot of times it's been blocked, or you've just been told no, or you've been waiting for this inheritance, or you've been waiting for things to move. That is something me and my sinners talk about. That is kind of the battle on this place. If you are just manifesting money like pure coin, like USD, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have a hard time as a chosen earth angel keeping that vibration, because 1, it is cotton. It has no real value, and we know this because our dollar is no longer backed by gold or really even silver. So our dollar is just debt. there's a whole another discussion about that to be had, and that will not be a reading. That probably just be a history lesson. But if you're gonna manifest, yes, you need money to travel. We know this. You can't catch a flight across the world for free usually, right? Unless you know a pilot, and even then they might win a favor. Um, of course, we need money to survive. That is a given. And anyone in 2026 who is preaching God wants you to be poor, don't walk away from that person. God, we are meant to be rich. I don't just mean material things, yes, but we are meant to live a fulfilling, luxurious life. We have worked very hard, even you immature ones. Let me just pull a card on this to get my point across, to make the connection. We have the Chariot, Lord of the Triumph of Light. So your chariot, your vehicle, the vehicle you're moving in, of course, you need money to maintain that vehicle and put gas in. And, if you want to customize your vehicle, and I'm not just talking about your mind, I mean, like, physically too. We know we need money. We know we want and need nice things. We are not supposed to suffer and remain in poverty. I think the problem is a lot of you only manifest and ask for money, which is, you'll get it sometimes, but it seems like, why does it stop? Or you have this big inheritance and then it comes in and then you spend it all. And then you're like, well, I need more. Well, you spent it. It's not that God doesn't want to give you money. It's not that you're meant to be broke. It's not that you're meant to be poor. Sometimes it's just you are not meant to be in the 3D like that. So you have to reconceptualize the way, if you have an American dream, which is honestly a bunch of bullcrap, you need to rethink that entire process and cut out the middleman, which is trying to get it from other people on the physical and move these pieces around, trying to manipulate this person to do that, trying to get this job, and I have to work for this many years, and then once I have this resume, then I'll go to school. And no, like, if you are relying on a man-made system and you're relying on a man, and an angry feminist is watching this. I haven't even posted it yet, but there's an angry feminist watching me, and she's like, I don't need no man. Of course, yeah, I get it, right? You need to rely on God. Sometimes it doesn't matter how much experience you have at a job. We see this happen a lot of times with our pale-colored brothers and sisters. They will walk in a place. You may have all the qualifications, or someone usually a black person, has all the qualifications. They get told no, they will not be hired. This other person, this pale male monkey, walks in. I'm sorry, I love y'all. This white person will walk in. They have no qualifications. They're not a professional. They get hired and they train them. That is favor. That is favor. Not that you didn't have favor. Not that your friends and family don't have favor. But there is a thing about just confidence and knowing what you want and being able to act on the moment. A lot of times y'all will sit behind, I've been in the craft for this many years, or I work with this spirit. But how really is that connection with that spirit? Do you really know the spirit, or do you just treat them like a Pokemon? Do you just say, hey, so-and-so spirit, do this, do that? Are you leaving offerings? Are you talking to them outside of, just using them to do your bidding? Do you know their true name? Have they told you their true name? You have a lot of gifts at your disposal. And not disposal is just to waste and use, but you have a lot to pull from. We have the moon, ruler of flux and reflux, scarab beetle, jackals. Yeah, so you have this natural ebb and flow. You have a built-in almanac in your brain that lets you know, okay, this is the time to plant the seeds. This is time to do that, but you're wasting it. For me personally, I've been told, I have historically planted, I have made foundation in quicksand, so it sinks, right? A lot of us do this. It's not that you can't have it. It's not that God doesn't want you to live your best life, have money, travel, eat seafood mukbangs every day, get food out. No, it's just a lot of us, you are reliant on a man-made system, and you're putting your faith and your trust in a man, and usually this is a devil in human skin. You're putting your trust in these devils. You're putting your trust in everyone else. And then you only go to God when you feel you need something. God has already supplied you everything you need, but this is different from what you want. So what I'm saying is, you're not wrong. All you need to do is change the way you're thinking. Shift your perspective. If you want to have this $1 billion lifestyle, that's fine. You can be a billionaire. I know there's a lot of topic like, oh, all billionaires, it doesn't matter. If that's what you want, you can have that. There are things you'll have to do, and you'll have to listen. You're not going to sell your soul. Obviously, that is, if you're thinking about doing that, get the fuck on my video. Bye. I know who that is. I know who that is. There's more than one who wants to sell their soul. Okay, you guys are gross. Let's get them out the energy. What I'm saying, right? Make a flow chart. Write down the steps. It needs to make sense to you. How will you get there? You're having dreams of being on a beach. You can have that. You may not have the money right now. That is fine. That doesn't matter. You will get there. Instead of looking at things in a physical perspective, even if you have all these gifts, you've been in the craft for all these years, you're talented, you're the high friend. Shut up. It doesn't matter. You are looking at things purely physically, and you're trying to pull them into the spirit, but you have gotten outside of yourself. So you need to go back internally, internal, feminine, divine feminine, and then work from the inside out. That is how you'll do it. I don't know what else to say. If you need help with that, send me a message. You can reach my email, musesiren33@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description. What else we got here, man? I know we said we got Yera. For some of y'all, y'all are about to reap your harvest if you planted the seeds at the right time. You know, you were tilling the ground. You did what you had to do during the winter. And now, you know, it's spring, going into summer soon, the next few months. Some of y'all are about to reap a harvest. And for some of y'all, this will be that inheritance I spoke of. Where's it at? For some of y'all, this will be that inheritance I spoke of. But for some of y'all, this will take another additional year. And this is not to be dismayed. Just, you made mistakes. Now you know what to do. For some of y'all, this was literally just that lesson, which is like, and I know you're mad because you did everything right. You did what you were supposed to. But sometimes it's really simple. The component at the basis of all this is love. And if it makes you smile, if it makes you happy, or if you're having fun, just know that's something that's going to succeed naturally. It feels itself. The dude, the guy who made the GoDaddy bristle brushes things, the sponges, he said on his idea for over 5-6 years, and he was trying to sell those GoDaddy little sponges. No one would buy them, and he was trying to sell them in a mechanic shop to mechanics. He thought they would need them to clean their hands, so he cut a hole in it to